overall, I'm proud of the way our team competed for 60 minutes today. You know, we talked about it on the front end. There's things we had to do and play our style of ball. You know, sometimes you got to make it a little bit grimy, but that's the way we got to play sometimes. But I'm proud of the way they played, and, you know, I'm proud of the guys that, you know, they get to see some tangible results for their work, and they've been working hard. That being said, I'll open up the questions.
Bruce Beck.
Coach, congratulations. What did you find out about your team today?
Well, I think we all found out that, you know, when we put ourselves in position, don't shoot ourselves in the foot, that the results will come and happen. I already knew they were a resilient group. I knew they were a tough group, a mentally tough group. I'm just proud they were able to get the win today and that their work was rewarded. But there's a lot of things that are just confirmed about what I already knew about these guys. They had good energy. You know, they stay together on the sideline. In every game, you're going to have some kind of a storm, and you got to fight through the storm. And, you know, you see with our guys, when that kicks up, they stay together. They have good communication on the sideline. There's good energy. They support each other. You know, I'm proud of the way they stick together.
Paul Schwartz. Joe, how are you?
Hey, Paul, good. Thanks, man.
Okay, good. Joe, until you get the first one, you don't have the first one. So I know you don't like to internalize and take things personally, but this is your first win as a head coach. What did it mean to you? What was the locker room like? And now that you finally got it in the 6th week, is it a relief?
You know what? I mean, the locker room obviously had a lot of energy afterwards. The guys were, you know, very happy. You know, there's been a lot of pressure, obviously, that they put on themselves that we put on them. And they've been fighting hard for, you know, 6 weeks and working through training camp for us. You hit this point right here, you just want to make sure you get the results. And I'm happy the fans were able to have it. You know, I'm happy the players were able to enjoy it today.
Did the head coach enjoy it, Joe?
Yeah, I did. I'm sure I'll turn the tape on and look. Like I tell you guys all the time, and I'm not just saying this, like win or lose, there's good things to highlight, and there's things you got to, you know, improve on, and you have to highlight to your team that we've got to make sure the other team's watching is aware of as well. So, look, you know, right now, I mean, I'm going to look at this tape tonight and kind of make any corrections we need to, and then we got to turn the page quickly and get on to Philly.
Art. Hey, Joe, what's going on?
Hey, Art, what's going on, man?
As Washington is driving, are you guys thinking that if they score a touchdown that they're going to go for 2? Were you surprised that Ron decided to do that? And what did you see on the play from your defense that stood out and stopped it?
No, you know what? I was actually expecting them to go for 2. They've been aggressive in a lot of situations this year. Ron's always been aggressive as a head coach. You know, you're on the road. A lot of times that's the decision you're going to make right there. We knew they were going to treat those last couple series like they were their last series. They're going to try and get this thing all the way down the clock. I thought Pat made a great call in the 2-point conversion. That's actually a call we put in this week. I thought the guys matched it and played it very well. We got some pressure from the line. You know, I saw the DBs did a good job getting the initial coverage. They were trying to work, you know, really McLaurin on kind of a hesitation and work out to the flat right there. I think it was Logan on him at that point right there, did a good job covering him. But it was a call Pat put in this week. The guys did a really good job working that on Friday, really improving on some things that we put on tape in practice that were mistakes, cleaned it up through Saturday, and, you know, hey, practice execution becomes game reality.
With the call, Dexter and Blake both ended up finishing it. Did they both have flat responsibility, or how did that play out?
I mean, look, roughly it's a combo call right there where in terms of that flat responsibility, based on the way the play, you know, comes out, different guys can take it. So it's kind of a different hybrid of a zone right there for us. But both guys did a good job breaking on it.
Thanks, Joe.
I'm right.
Joe, what was your take on the Fackrell fumble and then Tae scooping it up and scoring?
Yeah, I wish Tae would have bent his knees a little better and taken it cleaner off, but I'm glad the second time through he got it and finished on out. But it was a nice job of, you know, the guys putting pressure on it. You know, we've been preaching for a while, keep the pressure on the quarterback, the turnovers will come. They did today. And, you know, Tae did a good job of finishing the play. Just got to make sure we don't kick that thing initially and give them an opportunity to get on that ball.
And then I know that they brought CJ to the hospital. Have you heard anything back from there yet?
You know, I'm going to wait on the official diagnosis. The one thing I can say, you know, good news-wise, you know, even on the field, he was moving, he was conscious, he was responding, he had feeling, he had moving all of his extremities. You know, they obviously had to have some precautions what they were doing. I'll let the doctors kind of diagnose exactly what it is. But the feedback I was given just now was pretty positive on him overall, so that was a relief.
Pat Leonard.
Hey, Joe, what went into the decision to start Matt Parrott at left tackle and then rotate him and Andrew Thomas? And then what did you think of both of their plays?
Yeah, so I'll address this right now, and I want to make clear this was not performance-based at all, and I'm not going to go too far into detail. What I will say is Andrew violated team policy. There was nothing disobedient, disrespectful, or malicious in what he did, but he made a mistake, and there's consequences for mistakes. So, we got to make sure that we go ahead and we handle that the right way. That being said, I thought Andrew did a really good job of accepting it, staying ready, performing when he got in the game. Matt, we always preach, be ready to play. His number was called. He was ready to go early and right away. I thought both guys fought and played well when they were in the game. I'll look at the tape for the specifics on different things that came up. But that's all that was right there. In terms of how we play everybody going forward, I say it all the time. It's not just something I say, but we plan on playing everybody we take to the game every week. So that's the linemen, that's the skill players, that's everyone across the board right there. Everyone has some kind of role going to the game. I'm glad Matt was ready, and I'm proud of how Andrew responded to it, was very mature about it, and came in and really competed well. So, again, I'm going to emphasize that, it's important everyone understands he didn't do anything disrespectful, anything malicious or disobedient, but he made a mistake, and mistakes have consequences.
And one more, if I may. You had a lot of guys today who played through a lot, it seemed, like Blake Martinez, Jabril, Darius Slayton, Dexter Lawrence. What kind of example does that set? Does that have a significant positive effect on a team in game?
I just think that's the expectation really for our team. It's not always going to be easy. You're going to be banged up. You're going to be bruised. We have a lot of tough dudes on our team, physically, mentally tough. And I think what you saw today was a combination of both that from our team. There's a lot of guys that are playing through physical ailments. Look, the reality is there's not a single player in the league right now that's 100%. Everybody's banged up. Everybody's fatigued. Everybody's tired. That's just the nature of what we're doing right now. So, football's a collision game. It just is what it is. We're going to try and see if we can't get those guys' bodies back as fast as we can and flip it over and lead into Philly on Thursday night. But, yeah, we definitely had a lot of tough guys out there gritting it through and doing everything they could for the team, spatting up ankles and, shaking things off and coming back as fast as they can.
Bob Glauber.
Joe, I was just kind of curious what was going through your mind toward the end of the game when you're on the sidelines. The victory is assured. You're hugging guys, clearly, emotion based on the first win. And did you think about your dad at all afterwards, since he's had such a big influence on your life?
On the sideline, no. Within a couple of the text messages I received when I went to my locker, yes. So that's the short answer to your question is yes, I did. That's obviously a big part of a lot of things that I do. But, really the emotion on the sideline was just joy for the players. To see them smiling, to see them, rewarded for their hard work. That's really what you play for. You do a hard job of, you really want to teach someone, and when you see somebody carry out what you teach them and then have success with it, that's really the reward in our profession.
Lombardo.
Hey, Joe.
Hey, Matt.
Hey, how big is it when you can get a guy like Darius Slayton involved early like you did on that touchdown pass?
Yeah.
To set the tone up.
Well, I think anytime you can go ahead and make plays early in a game to go ahead and give yourselves a little bit of a lead and an edge, that's always big. We always try to get Darius as involved as we can, along with all of our other skill players. I just think Jason made a great call right there. Daniel made a great throw, and Darius made a great catch. And, all three of them, strung it together. They couldn't do it without the offensive line blocking, and the other guys running their routes and occupying the other defenders. They strung it together, but I thought Jason made a great call at a great time, and the players went out there and they executed.
We'll take two more, Jordan and Zach. Jordan.
Hey, Joe, you keep talking about, the players' feelings and what everyone else was thinking, how they might have responded to the victory. I'm curious, how would you describe what you were feeling after you win? I mean, is it relief? Is it joy? I mean, how do you view it when the game ends there?
I don't know the exact word to describe it right there, Jordan. To be honest with you, not just trying to deflect things. I try not to, make things internal. So, when the players lose, I feel bad for the players. When they win, I'm happy for the players. When something goes wrong, our first reaction is, what did I screw up? What could I have done better to help put this guy in a position to have success? So you're kind of happy when you get the results that you want, that, maybe you didn't do too many things to hurt the players. You gave them an opportunity to go out there, play, and win the game, which they did today. look, I'll kind of sit back someday far in the future and think about internal things. I don't think it's any close to time right now for that. It was one game, and we got another one coming up shortly.
You mentioned, though, that, you said tangible results, so it's good to see that the players see tangible results. Obviously, when you say that, how important you think that it was for them to see those results, because, if you keep losing, it's hard. If you keep, preaching certain things, to not actually see the results there in regards to wins.
Yeah, I'd say the one thing I'll say about our players in that regard is they haven't blinked. They've gone through 6 weeks before today, and they show up every Monday to get the corrections. They come in every Wednesday to start the next opponent, and they've done a tremendous job. They don't blink. They kind of stay focused on the next opponent at hand. They work tirelessly. The appreciation we as coaches have for how our players work, is tough to put into words. You understand when it's tough, when they're going through a streak where there's a lot of noise on the outside, that, we ask them to stay focused on what's ahead of them. We know they're hearing it from all directions, but they come to work. They don't complain. They do whatever we ask them to. It's just the way it is. We got a good group of guys. They're tough. They're fun to coach. I'm happy they had success today.
Last question here, Zach.
Hey, Joe, how much of a weapon has Daniel's ability to run become for this offense? Obviously, he had that long run, and I'm just curious what you saw in that, and just in general, how valuable has it been to add that element to this offense?
I think it's something he definitely does as a strength, and Jason's done a good job incorporating that into our offense. It's something that we always carry, we always have available. Our offensive coaching staff does a good job communicating on the sidelines and through the headsets of seeing what's, available and what we can come back and kind of make a change or an adjustment in the game plan on. And, Daniel had his number called, and he made the most of it right there.
And then what's this obviously you can't really celebrate this one for too long. You have a quick turnaround. What was kind of the message to the team, even though you just won, turning attention to Philly, obviously?
Some kind of just typical locker room joy after the game, and then just remind them, hey, it's Wednesday night, guys. In a Philly week, it's Wednesday night right now. We've got to turn around, get our bodies right. We got to get focused. We got to come back in ready to work. And then we'll get a little bit of a break on the back end, but we got to get ready to grind on through these next few days.
Tom Canavan.
Hey, Daniel, how much of a relief is it just to win a game?
Yeah, it's exciting to get the result. We feel like we've battled in all these games and been close, and then to finally get the result now is a rewarding feeling. So got to build on it going forward and learn from the things we didn't do well and build on the things we did do well.
Bruce Beck.
So Daniel, what's your message to your teammates now as you go forward following, the first win of the year?
I think just to build on it. I think like all these games, there are things we didn't do well. There's things we did do well, and the approach is to build on the good and to correct the bad. So today it was good to get the result, to do enough to get the win, and we know we got to keep improving and keep moving forward as a team. And I think guys understand that, and that's how we're gonna build on this one and keep it going.
Art.
Daniel, can you describe the emotions in the locker room after the game, especially for Coach Judge getting his first win here for you guys? I know, obviously, first 5 weeks did not end the way you guys wanted to.
Yeah, it was, exciting moment in the locker room, with everyone. And like I said, we'd battled these first 5 weeks, hadn't gotten the results, that we all hoped for. So to get it was thrilling, and Coach's first win, and it was a lot of fun to do that. So we were able to give him the game ball, and rightfully so. He certainly deserves it.
Thanks.
Ryan.
Hey, Daniel, how did Andrew Thomas respond to his benching? And as a captain, did you have to say anything to him about it, before or during the game?
Yeah, I thought, he did well. I mean, I think that's, something he'll learn from. And as teammates, we, support him. And I thought he did a good job. He's a mature guy. He's a guy who, can step up. And he stepped in and played well when he got back out there. So, certainly have all the confidence in the world in him. And our job is to support him, and I thought he played well.
And the flip side of that, what about Matt Parrott? How comfortable were you with a guy who hasn't played much on your blind side?
Yeah, he did a great job for us. Matt's a guy who's come in and improved every day. He's a guy who's got a great approach to the game and to his work, and certainly has a lot of talent too. So he played big for us today, and we certainly all have a lot of confidence in him.
Tom Rock.
Daniel, what happened on the interception, and did you think it was going to be overturned?
Just trying to throw the ball away and didn't get enough on it out the back of the end zone. So, got to make that decision sooner and get the ball out. So, I thought there was a chance it was going to be overturned after seeing it, but can't afford to make those mistakes.
And then were you the guy who gave Joe the game ball? Usually the quarterback is the one who does that in the locker room.
I gave him the game ball, but he was quickly dumped with Gatorade, and it was kind of a lot of people played a part in that celebration. So it was good. It was a fun moment there after the game.
Were you able to get out of the pocket before you got too wet?
Yeah, I didn't get any Gatorade on me.
Steve Politi.
Hey, Daniel, at one point when Darius limped off with the injury there, you only had 2 healthy receivers. I'm just curious how hard it is to run an offense when you've got, so many playmakers who are banged up.
I think certainly makes it tougher, and, we got to adjust when things like that happen. But I thought we did a good job, and those are, there's ways we can get in different personnel groupings, and we certainly have enough players who can get out there and smart guys who can play different positions if they need to. So I felt good about that, and I thought guys stepped up, and we were able to execute even then.
We'll take 2 more, Bob Glauber and Jordan. Bob.
I'm just curious, Daniel, that you did get the win, but that was a costly interception near the end. Was there anything message-wise you said to Tae to kind of, he picks you up there? And what is your level of concern that these things keep happening?
A big play by Tae, and like I said, you can't afford to make those mistakes in the red zone, and got to do a better job throwing the ball away.
Last question here, Jordan.
Hey, Daniel, 6 weeks into the season, you finally get your first win. How much was it a weight off your guys' shoulders?
It was, like I said, we've battled these first 5 weeks and haven't gotten the results. So, an extremely rewarding, feeling today to get that result. And like I said, we haven't, we're going to improve on the things we didn't do as well. And there's certainly, aspects of the game that we'll look at and build off the good. So that's the challenge moving forward, and to build off of it going forward.
Just the ups and downs of the game, coming out well early and then scuffling through much of it, and then finally coming out with the win.
I think it was indicative of football. That's what football is. You have good moments, you have low moments, you have things that go your way, things that don't go your way. So I think the fact that we were able to hang in there and be able to pull out the W says a tremendous amount about our team, and we're trending in the right direction.
And what was the reaction in the locker room with Coach Judge getting his first win? One of your teammates said you poured some water over him.
Yeah. I think there was a little bit of water thrown around. Just excited, man. Since Coach Judge got here, he's put in a lot of work. He's had us put in a lot of work, and we know that, we've worked hard and we deserve to win. And I'm just happy to be able to get this first win for him and also for our team.
Darius, what did you see on Daniel's 59-yard run? And how much of a weapon has it been, like, having him be able to do things like that, which I don't know if many people outside your locker room realized he was that athletic before this season?
Yeah, I knew he could run, but, I thought it was Daniel Jackson there for a second. he stretched out a good bit. But it's definitely huge having his ability to run, to keep defenses off balance, and it was a tremendous play by him.
You guys are in a division where the division leader only has 2 wins, which I'm sure you're aware of. Like, how much is in your mind going into today, and especially not going into next week now that you got that first win?
Tremendous. I think, you say you're 0-5, whatever, some people, fall off the bandwagon or whatever you want to call it. But like you just said, our division leader only has 2 wins, so we're right there in it. We just got to keep fighting, keep on stacking these wins.
Ryan.
Darius, I don't know if you were on the field when C.J. Board got hurt, but what did you see? How scary is that moment to then have to go back and play football right again after seeing your teammate like that? And have you been able to hear anything from him or whatnot so far?
Yeah, I was on the field. I was running the route, so I didn't see the collision, but I heard the collision. I knew it was a good hit, and then obviously I looked over there and I saw him, and obviously first thing I did was I prayed for him. I continue to pray for him. They said nothing was wrong with his neck, nothing wrong with his spine, just concussed. So, obviously I wouldn't even want that to be wrong with him, but I'm fortunate that he's alert, he's okay, and he'll be able to. They said I believe he'll be able to go home tonight. So. Obviously stuff like that is a little unnerving, but at the end of the day, at that point, you're kind of almost playing in their memory. He didn't die, but you're kind of playing for that person to some degree.
We'll take 2 more. Jordan and Bruce back. Jordan.
Hey, Darius. Real simple question. How badly did this team need this victory?
I think we just wanted it badly, more so than anything. I think we've played some good football in previous weeks, and we just haven't been able to close out a win. And I know we were hungry. I know we were ready. We were poised to win, and we were able to get it done today.
Is it a relief at least to have that first win now? The way that you guys don't have to, people sit there and harp on it with you.
Yeah, to some degree, yeah, but. At the end of the day, winning is always a good feeling, whether you're 10-0 or 0-5 or 0-10.
Last question here, Bruce Beck.
Darius, where do you go from here as a team? And does a win like this, does it just change the way you come into work? Does it change your confidence level? How much does that make it easier to try to shoot for your goals?
I definitely think it breathes life into the locker room, breathes life into the building, just brings an overall good feeling into the building, and hopefully we'll be able to carry that building throughout the rest of this week as we get ready for Philly.
Tae, walk us through that fumble recovery, what you're thinking when you see the ball lying on the ground there, and just kind of how that play developed from your mind.
I have to say big ups to my teammate, Kyler Fackrell, for, making a great play, strip fumble. A strip sack on the quarterback, and I was at the right place at the right time, and just trying to make a play for my team.
A lot of guys who are picked last in the draft, and you get that tag, Mr. Irrelevant, they don't even do anything in the NFL. They never even make a team. They never even make a play. What does it mean for you? Like, what's your mindset been since you got slapped there with that Mr. Irrelevant tag to get to this point where you're making a huge play?
I took it as motivation. I love the name. I just wanted to get here and get to work with my team. And one of my goals this year was, just help the team in any way I can. And I just thank God, just coming to work each day and going to work with my team.
Tom Rock.
Did you see the block from Cam on the as you were getting close to the goal line?
Yes, sir, I did.
What'd you think of that?
We talked after the game. I told him, man, there was great effort, and it was just a great play from the whole defense as a whole.
Do you think you would have made it without that block?
I think he gave me a great block. I'll take that.
And what'd you do with the football? Do you still have it?
Yeah, I gave it to the equipment managers. They kept it for me, so we'll see what goes on next.
Thank you.
Art.
Hey, Tae, instinctively, when you see that ball, and it looked like you may have kicked it at first, you have the instinct to pick it up again, or were you thinking about, you know what, maybe I should just dive on this one and end the play and give it back to our offense?
Man, I wanted to dive on it bad, but like I said, I just want one of my goals was, you know, to just help the team. And I know if I could scoop it up and get it in the end zone, it'll help the team. And it was something we needed at the moment. So.
Did Coach Judge actually come up to you after the game and critique the play? He joked with us, or at least I thought it was joking, that he said you should have bent your knees more on the first drive.
I mean, after the game, you know, as a team, he just, you know, congratulated all of us for, you know, coming out and just never giving up and coming back each week, going to work after the adversity we face. And we're thankful that it paid off today.
We'll take two more, Jordan and Tom Rock. Jordan.
Hey, Tae, you crossed the goal line with 3 minutes left of the tie game at that time, and for your first career touchdown, obviously. What do you think about after you cross that goal line? Like, take me through your thought process at that point.
You know, the defense scores, we back on the field. So, you know, I got in the end zone. Like I said, we was ready to get back on the field. We knew we had to keep making plays. So it was next play mentality.
You never got through the thought process, wow, I got to score a touchdown in an NFL game, like, you know, anything like that? Thinking anything personal?
Nah, because, you know, we still had a lot of game to play. And, like, right now I can soak it in. And, you know, I'm thankful we got the win today. But at the time, it was next play mentality.
Appreciate it, man.
Last question here, Tom Rock.
Hey, when was the last time you scored a touchdown?
I would have to say in college, maybe.
And then just, you know, you talked about the mentality of coming back out when the defense scores, it's got to come right back out on the field. And then they came down and drove for a touchdown. How hard was it to sort of get things back together there?
You know, big ups to Washington. They came and they played a hell of a game. Like I said, we've been facing adversity the whole season, so it was next play mentality. We had to stop them on the 2-point. We got a great stop, and it paid off.
Were you in coverage on the 2-point conversion?
No, I wasn't.
Tom Rock.
James, Coach Judge told us that the scheme that you played on the 2-point conversion was only installed on Friday and sort of polished up on Saturday. How did that come about, I guess, and were you surprised that such a new play was called in such an important spot?
Well, it was a new play, but it was similar to another play that we had. So for me, you know, my job was easy. It was easy to learn, so it wasn't difficult for me. But we have smart guys on our defense. So anytime coaches they come in and give us a new play, something to install that's I would say that's later in the week, you know, I feel like we can obtain it and be able to adjust and execute.
The confidence was high on that 2-point conversion, even though it was a play you hadn't run?
For sure. I mean, you know, it was win or lose at that point.
I was just asking, you know, how big is it for this defense and for your morale to make the play that kind of put you guys ahead with the fumble return for the touchdown and then made the play that slammed the door shut with the 2-point conversion?
Yeah, it was a huge play. Anytime you can come out there and get a forced fumble and then get a touchdown, you know, anytime your defense can score, it's a big momentum swing for your whole team. So we needed that at the moment, and I was glad that we made that play.
Just, you know, take me through the interception. Were you surprised that they kind of threw it right there?
Yeah, I was surprised. I just wanted to make sure I didn't drop it. That's why I double caught it. But yeah, we was in a cover 3 zone, and then I pretty much took my drop, and I was at the right place at the right time.
Art.
Hey, JB, back to the 2-point conversion. I know you said you kind of had the easy job. Who had the most difficult job in that spot? And I assume it had something to do with Dexter Lawrence having to track down a running quarterback.
Yeah, anytime you have a mobile quarterback that can get out the pocket, it definitely puts stress on the linemen and also on the DBs. But Dex, I feel like he's a great pass rusher, a great defensive lineman. So anytime you have a quarterback that's going to get out the pocket, I feel like he can run him down.
Did you even see that play develop, or were you in coverage?
No, sir, I was in coverage. I was guarding my man, kept my eyes on my man.
So you would take Dex over a running quarterback in this league, huh?
Yep. Yes, sir.
We'll take one more, Jordan.
Hey, James, what's going on, man?
Doing good. How about you?
Good, man. I'm just wondering, did you guys, did anybody say anything or stand up there, give coach a game ball or something like that in the locker room? And was it special for you guys to see him get his first win?
Yeah, it was definitely special to see him get his first win. It was also my first win as a Giant, so that felt special as well. Of course, we might have poured a little water on him a little bit just to celebrate. But yeah, I mean, we were just happy to get the win. There was a lot of celebration going on in there. It was a happy moment.
Leonard, what was the locker room like after the big win?
I mean, it was obviously exciting. We finally got our win. We've been working hard and, finally got to see some fruits of our labor. It was obviously an ugly win, though. I mean, we obviously wanted to, do a lot better. There's still some football out there that we have to clean up. And, we're going to – with this short week, we don't really have much time to, watch the film. But, I think guys are going to try to, take ownership and watch on their own and see what we can clean up.
Dunleavy?
Leonard, what did you see on the play, the fumble recovery for the touchdown, both from Kyler on the sack and then for Tae Crowder, a guy who was the last pick in the NFL draft, Mr. Irrelevant, to make that score that game-winning touchdown? What does that mean?
I mean, it's funny that you call him Mr. Irrelevant because he's been doing a lot for us. I think since he came in, he's been a quiet guy, just working hard, and he slowly has worked his way up into playing with the defense, and he's built his trust up with his teammates, and he went out there and made a huge play today, and it was possibly the deciding factor of the game. I mean, that late in the game when it was that tight, we needed a huge play, and the defense delivered, and it was huge for him to just not just dive on that ball and be okay with that, and he picked it up and made a big play, and we needed it.
How about the way your 342-pound lineman Dexter Lawrence motored to stop off that 2-point conversion?
I mean, that was a big play too. Someone that big, I'd be kind of hesitant to take a hit from a guy like that, and it got the ball off of him, and he didn't have enough time to find an open receiver, and him and Blake hit him pretty hard, so it was nice.
Tom Canavan?
Hey, Leonard, after they score, are you ready to, sit down and see the extra point, or are you caught? Did you expect it going for two?
I didn't expect them to go for two, but we practice a lot of situations, with Coach Judge, so we kind of have to be prepared for a lot of different situations. And I wasn't quickly running off the field after they scored a touchdown. I was still kind of sitting on the field till I see what situation was about to happen, and they ended up going for two, and it paid off for us, and we kind of needed that.
Thank you.
Zach?
Hey, Leonard, you guys before halftime have struggled a little bit containing the other offense. What do you think has been the biggest issue there, and how much of a point of discussion has that been or something you guys need to improve?
I mean, I don't, looking at defense first, that has been one of our issues so far in the season, is giving up points before the half and at the end of the half, and it's definitely something that we need to work on. Going into the half with that extra 7 points on our side would have been better, and something that we need to work on.
We'll take two more, Jordan and Bruce Beck. Jordan?
Leonard, I'm curious if you guys have even thought about it yet, but you have one win. The leader in your division only has 2 wins at this point. I mean, what does that say to you, and how much do guys realize that?
I mean, I don't know how much the team talks about it, but it's definitely something that's run through my head a lot. Even before we got this win today, I seen that the Cowboys were leading in our division and they only had 2 wins. And it made me feel happy and confident knowing that, everything is right in front of us still. And, even though we were, no wins under our belt at the time, it still had some hope going forward knowing that, that was the case.
And also, real quick, I mean, is it special for you guys to get that first win? I mean, not just for you guys as a team, but your coach. It was his first win ever as a head coach.
Yeah, I mean, it was special. I mean, it's not like we won the playoff. It's like we still have a lot of work to do. It's like, you know, with no bragging rights or anything like that. But it was definitely a time that, you know, we've been working really hard through camp. We've been working really hard through the beginning of the season, and we finally got that win under our belt. It was nice to see guys smiling in the locker room after putting in that much hard work, you know. We kind of got tired of, like, going into the locker room and seeing sad faces in the locker room, and, you know, it goes to show, like, everyone was happy for Coach Judge.
Last question here, Bruce Beck.
Leonard, do you think this team is better than their record, or you think you're better than 1-5? And my second question to you is, do you think this win could serve as a springboard for the rest of the year?
Yeah, that's a good question. I mean, I absolutely think that we're better than what our record shows. You know, I've been on teams where we've gone, you know, 0-4, 0-5 in the beginning of the season, and you can feel guys hanging their heads. You can feel guys giving up on the team, and, you know, there's a lot of division on the team and stuff like that. And I feel like even though we've been not winning as much as we wanted to in the beginning of the season, you know, we've been really tight in these games, and, you know, guys are, like, having each other's backs and working hard, and, you know, people are still coming to work every day expecting to win. And I think that shows a lot of, you know, the type of guys we have on this team, and it makes me happy to be here.